Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, who remembers this tank? The AMX CDC, the French medium in tier 8. It's not a tank that you see that often nowadays, but it is kind of like a fake Dracula. And pretty much everybody knows what a Dracula is. So when Wargaming decided to release almost pretty much a tier 8 Dracula, there was quite a lot of people that was excited. It's like, oh my god, the Dracula's completely broken, and now they're going to bring out a tier 8 version of that tank. But of course, when it was released, there was a lot of people that was disappointed because it was nowhere near as good as the tier 7 Dracula. It was poor. It really was poor. But over the years, Wargaming did buff it a little bit, made it a lot better. But yeah, when they first released it, it was bad, like very, very, very bad. But yeah, it's got better. But no one plays it. No one really plays the tank. And in fact, I went and played it for a couple of games. And yeah, I didn't do too well. But I enjoyed playing it. I didn't think it was too bad at all if you play it correctly. So the stats, the turret armor, I mean, look, 30 millimeters on your turret and on your hull. You're not gonna bounce a lot of shots, and in fact, a lot of tanks will probably HE you. So yeah, do be careful of that. DPM 2294. Now we are running calibrated shells, so yeah, not too bad. Kind of average, I think, for a medium tank. Reload is just 5.8 seconds, so yeah, not too bad on the reload. Your penetration 223 on your AP, 272 on your APCR, and 50 on your HE. You have a 225 alpha gun, so quite low for the alpha, but that is why the reload is quite low as well. 190 on your APCR and 270 on your HE. Aim time is pretty good at 2.9, and the dispersion isn't that bad at 0.308. It also has 10 degrees of gun depression, which can be very, very useful. And it's a top speed of 60 kilometers per hour. So yeah, I mean, it works. It can work. You've just got to be very, very careful with the tank, because as I said, it's got no armor whatsoever. So even if you are trying to use that 10 degrees of gun depression, you're not going hull down, because even if you do go hull down, you will be penetrated. So do bear that in mind. The only really sort of very useful thing with the gun depression is you're exposing less of your tank. So you could take the shot just like here, and we could back up, but we do get shot. So yeah, that's it. You're not going to sort of bounce too many, but yeah, just that short exposure time. You know, you're not exposing your tank for that long. So yeah, the gun depression can become very, very useful. Now, both of these games I'm going to show you, I do mess up quite badly, and it's my own error. Both times it is my own error. So here you can see, doesn't matter what kind of angling you're going to get in, you're going to get penetrated all day long. So do bear that in mind. And a lot of people don't care about hit points as long as they can out DPM or outshoot their opponent. A lot of people don't care about hit points, but your hit points can become crucial later on in the battle. So yeah, do try to save your hit points as long as possible. Here we do mess up because we freaking bounced this guy, and but we are going to reload before him, which is why we're just going to sit out for a little bit. And that shot that I took from him does become crucial, because I mean, even though I'm on 471 alpha, I'm sitting there thinking, you know what, there's 3 tanks left. I could probably take a shot from each of these guys. The T-34 there is down almost to a one shot, and even if he's not a one shot, if I can get my shot out before him, then I'm going to reload before him and I will be able to take him out. But yeah, he done a nice roll there. Very, very nice roll. 471. I was not expecting that. So we ended up on 2.5k damage. In fact, we probably could have ended up on 3.5 because the team wasn't that great towards the end, to be honest. But again, that is my own error, and I paid the price because I didn't do as much damage as I would have liked to. And we're going to do the exact same thing in this game. So I wanted to still show the games because it still gives you a good feel of the tank if you don't have the tank and you're thinking about getting it whenever it does come for sale. It doesn't come for sale very often, to be honest. It is a quite, not I wouldn't say a rare tank, but nowadays, not many people do play the CDC. It's not a tank that you see on the battlefield that often, to be fair. So that's why I thought, you know what, I see it in game when I was in a battle, and I thought, bloody hell, I haven't seen a CDC for quite a long time. So yeah, I thought, you know what, I'm going to go and play it. And what I mean about hit points is, you know, I've just wasted all these hit points. I probably didn't need to waste hardly any of them, to be honest. But I did. I wasted almost, 800 hit points. And I didn't need to waste them. And them hit points will become crucial later on. Because not only that, I've wasted these hit points so far, I do continue to waste more hit points a bit later on in the game. So here we've got the chieftain. Luckily the Cheeries decided to run away, which basically leaves this chieftain up here all on his own. So I'm just going to wait for him to shoot. I know he's not looking at me, and every time he shoots, because of my reload is pretty good, I'm then going to go out and take the shot. And as you can see, we've now bring him down to a one shot, and then unfortunately he does make a move, so I can't quite get the shot, but he does mess up. So that's now 2k damage, and then I'm going to make a move further on because there's two tanks to my right here, both pushing this Emil 1. So I'm like, okay, if we've all pushed together, he's not going to aim at me because he's aiming for my other team. And again, I can get a little bit of free damage, which is exactly what I have done, and pretty much a free kill. So now there's just 4 tanks left alive. I'm just sitting here to see where they all are because only 3 tanks is spotted at the moment. And then I decide to go back. So there's the Cheery, and this is where I also go wrong. So I'm going to aim at the easy targets, the targets that are not looking at me. But doing so, I'm also then going to get shot from this Cheery. So there's 2 shots, there's 3 shots, and then I've lost all my hit points, and stupidly I make the error, and I did not expect that Type 71 to turn around and be bloody looking at me. So I should have actually ignored the Type and go for the Cheery, or maybe even watch out for the Cheery. As you can see, we bounced absolutely nothing at all. So yeah, don't expect any bounces unless you get extremely lucky and they may hit your track, or they may hit like the only part of your tank that can actually bounce, because that does happen. But overall, I don't think it's a bad tank. It is no Dracula, but bear that in mind. The Dracula is still very, very good. Yes, it's very similar, but for me, it's just the acceleration of the Dracula, the 1 second track repair of the Dracula, so you don't need to use your repair kit. And yeah, I just think the Dracula is more fun in every way, but doesn't mean that the CDC can't do it. You know, you still can get out there and still have a very good game in the CDC, but it's not a popular tank, and I can't see it being popular in the near future. But let me know your thoughts on the CDC, the AMX CDC. Let me know in the comments below what you think of it. Is it a tank that you like, or is it a tank that you just absolutely hate? Hope you enjoyed today's video. Sorry it's a late one today. I have been a little bit busy, but tomorrow we will resume as normal with an early video. But for now, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.